Hi, welcome to the live. We're just waiting for a few more people to join, and now we can begin begin going through some vocab questions that we weren't able to go through. I think it was last week, and then yeah, we will begin new compositions, two new compositions today. Hello, Jen. Welcome to the live. Hello, Lynn. Welcome to the live. Alright, so let's just wait for a few more people. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for joining the live. Hello, Gower. Hello, Smell. We're just waiting for a few more people to join the live. Alright. Anything? Can we just begin? Alright. Alright. Alright, hey! Alright, let's just start the first question. Alright. So we didn't manage to finish the last three questions the last time, and I think we might as well finish them. And then we can begin like the next two compositions. So I feel like so there's this technique called spaced repetition, and there are there's some other names for it, but I realized that it is quite helpful, and I do want to implement that in the lessons. So right now, what we're doing is that we will often go through two compositions, and then after that, we can do the vocab quiz the next session, because we'll be essentially going through it twice if we do it in one lesson, and then there won't be much point because some students start losing attention and they don't actually reap the full benefits from this class. So what I'm thinking that we should do is that we do two compositions each class, and then the next class we can do the questions. Right? Hi, Travis. Welcome to the live. All right. So let's begin. Blank were all over her body as well. Number one being tarnishes, two being polishes, three being scars, and four being blemishes. What is the answer? Does anyone know what the answer is? Oh, NK, welcome to the live. Is everyone having a very lazy? What day is it? What day is it today? It's a Wednesday. Is everyone having a very lazy Wednesday? I really want to have a lazy Wednesday as well. Oh, worty swirty. All right, let's just go through the questions. I have to stop getting distracted. All right. Tarnishes refers to. Oh. Actually, I guess it's two words. Refers to. Hello, Felix Yongbuk Lee. Oh my god. Yongbuk ILY. Oh my god. I've seen this with this username before, and I just love it. I promise I spend all my time off work looking at Stray Kids as well. Oh, what am I doing? Refers to the doweling of a surface. Okay? Often metal. Okay? So often metal. Okay. This doesn't apply to skin. Okay. So that's definitely not the answer. Number one is definitely not the answer. And then for number two, we have polishes, which refers to something being smooth or made shiny, right? And it is still not appropriate for marks on the body. Okay. Okay, but definitely you see that I'm doing a lot of annotation here. Please do not do that. Hello, 89 Jen. Please do not do this when you're actually in an examination. Please do not do this. You won't have time to finish if you're going to annotate every single thing. It's not going to work. So please do not do that. We're just annotating so that everyone can learn the different meanings of the words. Because remember, like I said multiple times, what might not be the answer in this question might be the answer in the next. So it's always good to have more vocab under your sleeves. And also, having good vocab and knowing a lot of different words also means that you can use those words in compositions. So it's not just about doing well in vocab, okay? Knowing good vocab is really important everywhere else. Ha hee John. Okay? Scars. Okay? Imperfections. Oh, Eric, come back. Thank you so much for the like. Okay. Oh no, it was user 8412 that was giving the like. Sorry. Thank you so much for the likes. So scars means imperfections on skin or sorry. Marks of old wounds. Okay. Imperfections on the skin. Okay, so now actually the answer is 4. I don't know if any of you realized the answer was 4. Now polishes could not be the answer because it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate to talk about to use the word polishes for marks on skin. Now we're between scars and blemishes, but the reason why the answer is blemishes and not scars is because scars usually means wounds, open wounds that have healed and are now scars. Whereas now I know this might not be a very good example question because you would have to understand the composition in order to understand this one. But essentially, what happened was that context that she got, she felt sick and she found spots on her skin. Now, those spots are not open wounds. They are more, we say blemishes because they're not open wounds, but more often, yeah, so then there's spots on her skin because of maybe chicken pox or something. It's not because she's, like slashes on her skin, open wounds, okay? It is in the moment, they have not healed yet, so they're not considered scars and they are considered blemishes, okay? Now we're going to talk about number 9. Blank overwhelmed Sarah. Number 1, okay, hysteria, hydration, hypertension. Okay, now number 1. Number 1 refers to an hyena, sorry, my bad. Animal, which does not, animal, so does not make sense in this context. Okay, hysteria refers to uncontrolled emotional reaction involving fear or panic. Okay, we also have hydration, but that clearly does not fit this in because how can hydration overwhelm Sarah unless yeah. Okay, so just to break this down still, refers to the process of maintaining adequate water levels in the body, all right? And then finally, we have hypertension, which refers to high blood pressure. Okay, now this does not fit in context, fit in the context because how can she be overwhelmed by hypertension? Does not make sense. It is clearly not hydration, clearly not hypertension, clearly not hygiene, so it has to be number 2, hysteria. Okay, so one of the very common methods that we can use in vocab is that you cross out the answers that are not appropriate, that are not going to be right, and you finally boil down to the few that actually make sense. Alternatively, it is also possible for students to take a look at a word and say, oh, I know this is the answer. But in that case, it's also very important to continue reading on and look at the other options because there can always be another option that fits better. Some words are very similar, but there are small differences in them that can make all the difference, all right? Hi, girl. Welcome to the live. All right, finally, we're at our last question. The doctor blanked for her and advised her to drink more fluids. Okay? Okay. Number 1, we have arranged some prescription to approve some prescription to prescribe some medication, and prepared some medication. Okay? So number 1, prescribe some medication is essentially, now these all have the same meanings. It's just which way you phrase it. Okay, arrange some prescription is awkward and it's not a very typical phrase used in medical contexts. So you see, arrange this one. So it's definitely not the answer. So a lot of things, it's not only about meaning, it's about the way it's usually phrased, and I would say a lot of intentional reading where you highlight certain things helps a lot. Of course, leisure reading definitely helps as well. But we as a center, we love to encourage students to read intentionally because that not only helps their writing skills, their vocab, their knowledge in vocab, but also helps them with structure. Okay. Oh, Mohan, welcome to the live. All right. Approve some prescription. Now that does not make sense because the doctor would not just approve prescription. He's the one giving the prescription, so that's definitely not the answer. Number 4 is prepared some medication. The doctor is usually not the one making medicine, so this is not the answer. Prescribe some medication. This is correct because this is the usual way that it is phrased. Doctors typically prescribe medications to write down which medication is right. They have the authority to actually say this is the right medicine for you, and then finally the medicine is given to you. So number 3 is the answer. All right. Oh. So currently we are done with Miss Beauty. We are done with this section. So I will be moving on to the 2 compositions that I mentioned earlier on, and then we can take a look at them together. All right. All right, there we go. This one is called a fever. Hello, crowd delivery. All right, so let me just pull it up. Oh no, it's not a fever. Oh, my bad. It is. We're starting with. Okay, for let's do something a little different this time. I'm going to be breaking down how a composition is usually structured. It's a very conventional way to structure your composition, but I feel like sometimes students just need a bit of clarification, and today we're going to go through it one more time, okay? All right, so, okay, great. I'm just gonna write it down. I'm gonna zoom out later, so this is just for the ease of writing, okay? Hello, QTB Pi. All right. So usually we start with the introduction. Oh my god. Introduction. And for introduction, usually what you would write is of course this isn't have to be the case. This is just one of the ways that you can structure your composition. Okay, so what was the day like before the event? Okay, this is how we go about. Hello, Amelia. Welcome to the live. How are you? How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. All right, we're currently going through how to structure a composition, and the structure is based on the structure of the composition that we're gonna go through in a bit. All right. Are you taking PSLE this year by any chance, or O levels maybe? Hello, Eddie. Welcome to the live. See a lot of new people joining. All right, let's move on. So what was it like before the event? Like I said, this doesn't have to necessarily be the way that you structure your composition, but it can be, and it is usually very good to use this kind of structure when it comes to compositions about a specific event, like maybe the day you were getting robbed, the day you fell sick, etc., etc. Okay. Okay. So then the next one will be rising action. Rising action. Okay. Now, at Writers at Work, we teach our students this structure, and this is what I'm going about today. Rising action. So, how did the event start? Okay. And then finally, we have not finally. We have next. We have climax. Climax is what is the main thing that happens. Okay, remember that this should, I'm just going to write it down word for word. This should directly link to chosen picture or topic, okay? See, the good thing about writing structure, I'm not saying you should spend a whole lot of time about it, and definitely do not write a whole entire paragraph just planning your composition. You're just gonna waste. You're just gonna spend a lot of time, and you're not gonna be able to finish your composition. Okay, spend 5 minutes max. Write down what you're gonna write. Okay, plan it out, and from this plan, you should be able to see whether or not your storyline is going off topic, because a real an effective story should surround the main topic. Your climax should address the main topic, and it should use some of the relevant keywords. Okay, you should be able to tell that. How to do well for English. Okay, for English, I would say I mentioned just now intentional reading. Intentional reading. Now, what is intentional reading? Intentional reading isn't. I wouldn't say it's leisure reading. Leisure reading is definitely helpful, but intentional reading involves highlighting the keywords you find good, and put in structure, because you see now there's a language part, and there are different components in a good essay, and reading intentionally can help you to address and see how other people achieve that. And after reading these good compositions, these passages for a long time, you're gonna be able to adapt, replicate these good phrases, these good structure, these good paragraphs, and ultimately, essentially get good grades. Right, so that is one thing, and this is not just prominent for composition. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just highlighting this, and I'm reading a lot. That's only gonna help my composition. Absolutely not true. When you are writing, when you're answering comprehension, it's also important that you are able to look at the passage given and understand it at a fast speed. If not, you're not going to be able to finish. Okay, reading a lot helps you to practice that, and so you're going to be able to comprehend things faster, understand things faster, understand the question and answer it with good English in a way that your teacher will understand. Okay, does that answer your question, Amelia? I know that was quite long-winded, but does that answer your question? Okay, I'm assuming Amelia is typing right now. So we will, yes, thanks, good job. Yeah, good job. So if you have any other questions, just feel free to like drop it down below, okay? We will try to answer it the best we can for you. This life helps a lot. Oh, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Thank you so much, Amelia. That means a lot to us. All right. So just feel free to share, key out any questions that you have, and we'll try to help it. I love the lesson. That's great. That's great. That's great. All right. Following action. Following action. Okay. Following action is how is a problem solved. Okay. How is a problem solved?
We can change the color to something darker.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's quite light on the screen. Peeping Tom, yes. It is a very suspenseful title, okay? We have to see what it is about, okay? I'm just gonna change the color so that everyone can see it. I'm gonna go with dark blue. It's just too dark. Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Let's see how it looks. This is better. All right, this is better. All right. Following action: how is the problem solved? Okay. So how oh. So how do you intend for the story to end? Okay, how will the story end? That is an extremely important question. How will the story end? Because see, now when you're writing a composition, it is the key is well finishing on time, but at the same time and doing writing a composition. But at the same time, if you are not going to have a nice falling action, it's gonna seem very abrupt. The teacher is gonna be so surprised. Oh, it has ended. Oh, and it's that surprise element is definitely not good when it comes to ending very abruptly. So don't do that. All right. Then we have end, the end of the story. What did you learn? What did you learn? How do you feel? These are important questions that you can surround your you can focus your end on. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing the live, Amelia. Hi, Shirley. Welcome to the live. You have changed your profile picture, I see. All right. So this is usually how it goes. Like I said before, do not dedicate one whole paragraph to planning. You're gonna waste time. You're not gonna be able to finish your composition. Okay. So definitely 5 minutes, 5 minutes or less. If you're able to do it under 5 minutes, even better. All right. Let's try to go with that. All right. Then I see Amelia is also very excited because of this. It has a very questionable name, a very questionable title. Okay, so we're about to go through this composition, and you guys can see how well it adheres to this structure that I have just gone through. All right, and then we can see. All right, I'm gonna just cap out my bottle. All right, okay, so let's start. I'm gonna read passage by paragraph by paragraph, and then after that, we can see what the good structural examples are, what the good vocab is, okay? But also remember that we'll be going through the vocab later on, so you don't have to struggle writing it down or trying to keep up. But of course, if that's what helps you, feel free to do that, okay? Okay, let's begin. The moon was almost full and intensely bright. The stars were glimmering brightly in the starry sky. Yet the air was hot and humid, so I decided to take a cold shower to cool myself before I turned in. Okay? That's the first paragraph. What do you think is going to happen? See, now, having a good title is also very important because That gives that level of suspense. See, Amelia was so excited because she saw the term peeping Tom. And see, now the beginning, the very beginning sets the scene, but it does not say anything that remotely gives away what's going to happen. It just has that air of suspense, and that makes the reader want to read further. And that is something that's so important in your composition. You might say, oh, it's just my teacher that is marking it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be engaging. It just has to get good grades. Wrong. Actually, being engaging means that you are writing an effective composition. And an effective composition is what gets you the marks. Okay? Yay reading, yes. Yay reading, Amelia. So yeah, it's always important to try to engage the teacher. Do not underestimate how much engaging will do for you, okay? The moon was almost full. So the term almost is that sense of suspense. Why is it not full? Why is it not full? Okay, why is it almost full? See, now this is vivid imagery. Vivid imagery. So it's a very clear picture of the setting. Oh my goodness. Of the setting. Okay. Hello, Mardia. Hi, Ozil. Ozil's back. Hi, Ozil. Welcome to the live. We are now going through composition with a very questionable title. Okay. So let's take a look. I just went through the structure and we're just going to see how well it adheres to it, okay? The stars were glimmering brightly in the starry sky. Okay, I'm just going to highlight some of the really, really good words. Very, very good imagery used here. And then if you guys like, you can jot it down, okay? Okay. I decided to take a cold shower. Cool myself down before I turn in. Now, turning means to give in to someone of authority. Of course, in this case, it means to go to bed. Bed, or just chill for the night. Okay. Hi, Ozil. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. All right. So it means to go to bed. So some words have two meanings, and yeah, it's just about when to use them, okay? Also, the word humid, I forgot the good word. There's just so much suspense, so much like hinting over here, that with the title, with this beginning, you have that sense of premonition. When I say premonition, I mean like the sense that something bad is gonna happen, So, and humid. So it's such a beautiful night, but it's humid. So there's that sense of contrast that even though it's such a nice beginning, something bad is gonna happen, So the discomfort, oh my god, the pen isn't working. Even the pen is foreshadowing. Works to foreshadow, okay? Thank you so much for the lives, Amelia. Oh my god, we're almost at 400. ELL, follow the live creator. Thank you so much for the follow. ELL. Am I pronouncing it right? Alright. Suddenly I heard a loud noise. Okay? Full stop. It's a very short sentence, it's direct. Okay? It just speaks to the numbers. It's a very accurate sound effect right there. Out of curiosity, I looked out of my window. There was a suspicious figure lurking in the corner of my corridor. The person was camouflaged by his dark clothes, and the dim light shielded his face from my sight. His position was really awkward. The scrawny man was balancing himself precariously on a crane, and he was craning his neck to get a vision of something. I traced the direction of his view and got the shock of my life. He was staring into my house's toilet, and my mother was having her shower at that very moment. This is the most ominous, most worrying composition I have read so far at Writers at Work. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Suddenly, I heard a loud noise, okay? Like I said, direct. Out of curiosity. Yes. Out of curiosity. So it's kind of used as a transitional phrase in this way. So that's one very good way to structure your composition. So you don't always start with I. When you start with I too many times in the composition, the teacher is gonna feel like, oh, you don't have variation to your sentence structure. That's not gonna do well for your composition. Okay. Variation in structure. That's a very good point. Read more compositions. Read intentionally. You will slowly pick it up. Don't worry about it. Okay. Out of curiosity, I'm just gonna break this down. So because of a desire to learn or know something. Okay, this is what it means. Okay, is Teacher Misuko's laugh in the background? Yes, it is. You can hear it. It's Teacher Misuko's iconic laugh. You can hear it. You can hear it. Oh my God! Ozil is another one of Teacher Mitsugo's fans, and Amelia, you know Teacher Mitsuko as well. Teacher Mitsuko is so popular here. All right. Suspicious figure lurking in the corner of my corridor. Okay. Now this is a lot of description, but it does not mean that it is not progressing the story. Now it is one of the most effective ways of writing is progression as well as imagery. Okay. The teacher always tells you to show not tell, but if you're gonna write the whole story about very implicitly, just a lot of description, you're not moving forward the story. You're gonna spend a lot of time. You're not gonna be able to finish your story. Okay. And most likely you're going to go over the word count. So a lot of imagery. Her life is so good. Yes, her life is so good. I have a lot to learn from teacher Mitsuko. Alright. Okay, there was a suspicious figure lurking. I'm just going to highlight most of the things here because it's such a good description. So if you're going to write a composition about, let's say, a culprit, someone stealing, you can take this paragraph and adapt it. See, some of the best composition writing is by the use of story banking or by the use of, replicating something you already know will do well. That is one of the easiest ways and most effective ways of doing well in a composition. Okay. The school is not demanding you to have creativity, they're demanding you to do well. They're demanding you to write well. And that does not mean that you just copy and paste something that does well. You have to learn to adapt to it, okay? Okay, so let's go through it. So, okay, when I looked at this piece, one sentence that really stood out to me that I feel like could be so much better as this sentence. His position was really awkward. See, I don't like this sentence because it doesn't really bring the story forward. It does not really isn't a really good description. What do you mean his position is awkward? What does it mean? Like, explicitly. Was he standing weird? Was he leaning over at one side? Is that what's weird about it? And implicitly, what does that mean about him as a character? What does it mean that he's about to do? It does not bring anything forward. Okay, so I know Amelia and Uzo actively watching the live. Can any of you guys rephrase this sentence in a way that will more effectively bring across the idea that his position was awkward and move the story forward? Ozil or Amelia, could you guys, or anyone in fact, could you guys try to rephrase the sentence? And afterwards, I will write what I think I would write if I were a student, okay? So we will move on to the other part of the composition, and you guys can, take a bit of time to do it. We'll go through it in like 2 minutes, okay? I'm just gonna highlight other words that I think will do really, really well in a composition. Okay, Ozil was here. Okay, his posture is weird and he's not standing straight. That works. That works. That is definitely more. That definitely says more. It's more effective than this um, then this his position was really awkward. It says more, okay? So now we would put it in. The person was camouflaged by his dark clothes and dim light shielded his face from my side. His posture was weird and he was not standing straight. Okay, at least it shows that he is not doing something that is very upright. It's something that's very just. It's filled with justice. Okay, at least it says that. Okay. Okay, I don't know if Amelia is still here, but I will go through what I think. Okay, what I think. For me, I wrote he stood awkwardly as if he were planning his next move. A sense of premonition washed over me. Okay, I'm gonna write that down over here. See, while it does not describe how he was standing, as well as Ozil did. See, Ozil described it really well. His position is weird and he was not standing straight. It directly gives a direct image that this man was sitting very slanted. In that sense, it has a sense of premonition as well. Whereas I wrote, he stood awkwardly. Okay. Now we could. I'm gonna add what Ozil wrote inside. Oh, my handwriting is not with me today. Okay, awkwardly. I'm gonna add what Ozil wrote. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna write it in point form. Posture was weird. My spelling is not with me today either. It's weird. He was not standing straight. Okay? He stood awkwardly as if he were planning his next move. Okay, now why do I say he was planning his next move? Okay, because it moves the story forward. It's saying that he's about to make his next move and he's planning about it. And the thing is, the fact that the author is able to see that he's planning his next move, but she doesn't know what his next move is, makes her scared. And that's why the next line is, and premonition washed over me. Can a feeling wash over you? That's not how it works. So it's also a writing technique because it feels as if something is washing over you, okay? Premonition refers to the feeling that something bad is going to happen, okay? This moves the story forward because she is experiencing a change in the emotions she's feeling, okay? A good character has development in their emotions they are feeling throughout the story, okay? Now that is how we would usually write it, okay? So it adds emotions to it, okay? Now see, it sounds better. The person was camouflaged by his dark clothes and dim light shielded his face from my side. He stood weird. His posture was weird and he was not standing straight, as if he was planning his next move. A sense of premonition washed over me. The scrawny man was balancing himself precariously. See, now it has so much more impact. The teacher can almost see it in front of her, okay? So precariously means in a position. Ooh, this writing. In a position that is not secure, okay, / likely to fall. So the idea that this man, this criminal is likely to fall also hints at the fact that he's not gonna get away with this. Okay, it's about inserting implicit details in your story, so the readers know, oh, something's gonna happen. It's always being on top of what's going to happen that readers really like and helps with engagement. Okay, he was craning his neck. Craning means stretching neck. He's usually stretching his neck. It's like leaning forward like this. While very detailed, we tried. Detail is always good. Detail is always good. Showing not tell is even better. But always be careful not to overdo it. Never overdo it. Okay. To get a vision of something. Okay. Vision of something, which is sight. Okay. So to get sight, to put something in his sight, in her sight. I traced the direction of his view and got a shock of my life. He was staring clear and my mother was having a shower at the very moment! Exclamation mark. Okay? The surprise. There is there's change, there's progression in her emotions. It is from, oh, today is such a nice night, I cannot wait to take a shower and go to sleep. And then it is, oh my god, what is he doing, to the point where she's scared for her mom. There is fear in her. See, we talk about that in the exact next sentence. I froze with terror as shivers ran down my spine. Upon regaining my composure, I alerted my father immediately. Without delay, he called my neighbor, Mr. Tan, who was a police officer. Mr. Tan wasted no time. He let Rusty out of the gate, and as the two experienced partners crept in on the peeping Tom, as quiet as church mice, Rusty pounced on the scrawny man with his ferocious barks. At that moment, my father rushed forward and joined forces with Mr. Tan to pin the disgusting man to the floor, or to the ground. Being part of the action, I was on the phone informing the police. Okay, hello, Chojo. Welcome to the live, right? So this is the next part. It's a lot of action, a lot that's going on. So typically, what you will see is that in the climax, you can have a lot of action. Now, see, if your story, you have to make a choice. If your story is very action packed, focus on the action, progress your story, and add more detail in your starting act, in your beginning and starting rising action. Okay, you can have a nice setting, nice emotions, how everything is starting off. Because if you are to do both actions in detail, you're gonna have one very big chunky paragraph and you're most likely not going to be able to finish, and this is coming from personal experience. Okay, so you choose either or, and let's say if you have very good detail in your climax, you would want to move your story forward quickly so you can spend more time with the detail, so you can maybe have a more, I would say, fast paced beginning starting actions, but also be aware not to put too much action, too much going on in your beginning action, rising action, as compared to that. If you have way too much action in your rising action and completely no action in your climax, that's not going to work, because your rising action is not the main point of your composition. Always remember that your climax is the main point of your composition. Okay. I froze with terror and shivers ran down my spine. Very good phrase. You guys can replicate this, use it for stories with like robbery, something scary that's happening. Upon regaining my composure. Okay, regaining my composure is a very good way of saying, of starting something, a sentence before, after you saw something scary, or as you're about to as you're about to make your move. Okay. So it essentially means regain ability or to stay calm. Okay. Okay. Hello, Isabel. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that your name is Isabel. Hello, ABC Supermarket. Okay, without delay, he called my neighbor, Mr. Tan, who was a police inspector. Moves the story along. Mr. Tan wasted no time. Okay, very good way of saying immediately, especially with fast-paced compositions. You will find yourself using the word immediately a lot. Do not use the word. Do not keep using the same word. It shows the teacher that you do not have variation in your language, that you don't know what to write. Okay. Now, in our lives, we usually go through a lot of different vocab. We also have them in our blog posts and the free resources that we have. So it's all you guys can always go take a look at them. Most of these are free. You guys can take a look at them, take a screenshot, save them in your phone, write them in your notebook. Okay, look at them often. When you guys look at these things often, you will know what to write. You will know synonyms. You know alternatives to very mundane words in your to put in your composition. And these words are what is going to add to your language marks. Okay. He let Rusty out of his gates. Okay, I understand that some people like to use to just put in names there. Okay, but then the thing is, when you say he let Rusty out of his gates there, it raises an eyebrow, and not in a good way. Why are you gonna let a person in the gate? out of the gate is someone behind the gates. Personally, it's not something I would do. So if it, for me as a teacher, I would write, especially when writing about animals, I would like to highlight that it's an animal to avoid confusion. So I would say he let Rusty, his dog, his police dog, out of the gate. Or you can start directly with his police dog Rusty was immediately let out of the gate, and the two experienced partners crept in on Peeping Tom. Okay, that works as well. Okay. Oh, Herdy Noor. Cannot pronounce a lot of the usernames here. Okay. Crept in on the partner. Crept is a very nice way of. It's a very good synonym in this case, because now would you prefer if they said they walked in? Walked in sounds so casual. Now, if this was happening at your place, would you walk in or would you sneak in? Okay, these are all synonyms. Crept is like sneak. Okay, so essentially means move slowly to avoid being noticed. Okay, you have to make good word choices. You have to show within one word, show the examiner what exactly is happening. It's okay. This is a very important skill. As quiet as church mice. Okay, this is a simile. Okay, it's a simile. It might not make a lot of sense, but it's a very common simile that church mice are quiet. They always sneak around, and if you're quiet, you can be as quiet as them. Okay. Rusty pounced on the scrawny man. Scrawny means very thin. It's a very nice, very gangly man. Okay, it's a nice way to like phrase this. And his ferocious barks. So ferocious essentially means very aggressive. Very aggressive, very violent. Okay, it's not like the nice little puppies you guys see at the park. No, Rusty's mad. He is defending. At a precise moment, my father rushed forward and joined forces. What does join forces mean? Okay, join forces, I wouldn't say that it's essentially a hyperbole, but I would say that, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying that it's a very good word choice and phrase, because it brings across the idea of combined efforts, which is its meaning, and at the same time it gives off a very cool and tough feeling. It's a very cool and tough expression, because when you watch those movies with superheroes, you say, Batman joined forces with, I don't know, Spider-Man, and fought, I don't know, the Joker. I don't know. I don't watch that much TV. And joined forces and fought the Joker. It's a very superhero thing. It's a very war thing. It really adds to this scene. Okay, so it's a very cool and tough expression. Oh, tough and tough. I'm not writing this correctly. Tough and tough. It's a cool and tough expression. Okay. Being part of the action also on the phone involving the police. Always insert yourself in the action, in the conversation. I mean, you can make the choice of inserting yourself. There's a lot of action, or you can insert yourself at the side where you watch everything. Okay. Now, when you watch everything, always be sure to add more detail and actually paint that picture. Okay. Paint that picture. The police arrived in no time, and the peeping Tom was arrested. Okay, my mother came out of her shower in an ignorant blaze to all the early commotion. Mr. Tan and my father commended me for my quick wits. I gleamed with pride at the praise that I was given. My father and I thanked Mr. Tan for his assistance. It was indeed a privilege to have a police inspector as our neighbor. Okay. Now, you guys might ask, why Peeping Tom? Is his name Tom? That's not essentially the case. Now, when you use the phrase Peeping Tom, it's essentially when someone likes to inappropriately peep at someone. Does not mean that they are actually called Peeping Tom. Okay, it's just a phrase that people like to use. It's a phrase that's commonly used. Okay, so I'll just write it here. Just gonna write it here. See, you guys might notice I'm spending a lot more time on this composition than usual, but you have to see that this composition is very packed with detail, very packed with action. It's a very well-balanced composition, and it's about identifying these good compositions to replicate and actually replicate during your exams so that teachers can actually see that, oh, you are doing well, you know sophisticated language. It's about really learning from the best, okay? Hello, guess my name in 3 seconds. I'm guessing your name is guess my name. Okay, the police arrived in no time. So like we mentioned before, okay, like we mentioned before, we have, I think it was before, we had wasted no time. There we go. Wasted no time. It's the same meaning. Arrived in no time, wasted no time. Okay, but you see it's phrased differently. It shows the teacher that you know different words, okay? You know different words, you know different phrases. Okay, let me just get a drink of water. Hello, Marcus Ng. Welcome to the live. There's so many new faces today. It's always great to see new faces. Okay. Okay. In an ignorant bliss. What does that mean? Now, what does that mean? Can anyone guess? In an ignorant bliss. And then we have commotion. I'm just highlighting the phrases that I would love to see students replicate or students use in their compositions. Okay. But please, 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 do not just copy and paste a good composition. Okay. Especially when it has nothing to do with the given topic. Okay. Be selective with what you replicate. Be adaptive with what you replicate, okay? That is very, very important. My mother came out of the shower in ignorant bliss. What does that mean? It means a person who doesn't know about a problem. Essentially, you are blissful because you're ignorant. Ignorant means that you're unaware of something. You are just completely unaware. You didn't know something happened. Okay, and then to be blissful. Blissful means to be happy. To be yeah, just very happy. And when you put those words together, you're saying that essentially someone is happy because they're either naive, they're unaware of what's going on. Okay. So, and when you're not aware of something, you're not worrying about it, okay? He doesn't know about a problem and is not worrying about it. Okay? Okay. Quick wits. Quick wits essentially means a quick mind, okay? Quick mind. Ooh, it's just so quick mind. So quick mind. So someone who is, which one should I put? Okay, this one. Okay. So I just realized that some of you guys can't hear me properly, so I'm gonna clip the mic to myself, so maybe you guys can hear me properly. Hello? Hello? You guys can hear me? Oops. You guys can hear me well. Amelia, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Fiona? Alright. So quick mind, alert, responsive. Okay, if anyone can hear me, please let me know on the live, okay? Smart or sharp. Okay, thank you so much for the likes, Ozo. You can hear me, right? You can hear me well. All right. So it was indeed a privilege. What is privilege? Privilege means there's something special that is available to a particular person, okay? Because you see, not everyone has a police neighbor, okay? So in this case, it is a privilege because the person is gonna keep you safe, okay? Oh, I forgot. Commended means to be complimented or praised, okay? See, you also avoid using the same word, especially twice in one paragraph. I mean, that goes to say, no, I don't mean that you should not use the word was twice in a paragraph. That's different. I mean, like words like action words, commended me. See, and we also talked about praise. Now, if you say, my father and I praised me for my quick wits, I believe with pride at the praise that's repetitive, okay? It also shows, like I said, that you do not know enough words to fully maximize the engagement in your composition. Now, if you see, Mr. Tan and my father commended me, and I beamed with pride at the praise. See, two words mean the same thing, but they sound very different and they are very different, okay? Shows the reader that you know your language well. Oh, commotion. Commotion also means ruckus. Ruckus, so it's a very noisy disturbance, like a bit of chaos, okay? It's chaos. Chaos right there. Okay. And finally, we're done with our composition. Good job, everyone. Good job, okay? I know it was a very, we were really working really hard in this composition. Alright? Yay! Yes, yay, Azil. Okay? So you can see in this composition, it really, really follows like the structure that I went through just now. Whereas, also, I don't think you were here when I went through the structure, but you can take a look now. Yay, Amelia. Amelia, thank you for staying throughout the entire life. I hope you really learned something, okay? Introduction. So what was like about before the event? So everything actually really fits this structure. And that's the thing about compositions that are very action-packed, very something's always going on about a single event. They usually follow the structure. And so it's very important that you can like follow this when I say follow this structure, I mean like this kind of questions, the questions that are asked over here, okay? When it comes to the structure of introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and it's pretty much always like that. Later got life. Do we have a life later on? We do. I think we do have a life later on. You can join our next live as well, okay? Okay, so these are the words that we have here. I'm just going to go through them real quick and then see how much we can do for our next composition. If we're not going to be able to, I don't think we'll be able to finish the full composition, the next one, but we will definitely continue at the next live, okay? Is it Chair Rin's live? I don't think so. Is it Teacher Rin's live?
She's not here today.
Teacher Rin. Oh, it's Yahweh's live. Yahweh is one of the new teachers that we have right now. So he will be going through, I think it was a end of year paper. It's an end of year paper. Or anyway, he's going to be going through an exam paper. Okay? So you guys can always join. And we also have teacher Misuko teaching at, Emin Royston is giving you guys the information. I miss Churin. We all miss teacher Rin. But she will be back for her live, I think. Tomorrow. She'll be back for her live tomorrow. You can join her live tomorrow, okay? Okay. Intensely bright. These are power words. Okay. Empowered. So you guys can always take a screenshot. I'll give you guys time to take a screenshot. So we just go through it really quickly. Okay. Intensely bright refers to extremely bright. Okay. So intense is not exactly the same as extremely. It is roughly the same, but there's a small difference. Intensely is usually something that's very very concentrated, something that is very intense essentially. Extremely is just something that is how would I explain it? Just let's see. Extremely is essentially something that's to a great degree. Okay, slightly different. Okay, and then we have glimmering. What is glimmering? Glimmering is This is not the eraser. I thought it was. Glimmering is flashing and giving off light. Something that's sparkling. Something that's sparkling. Starry sky. Sky glittering with stars. Okay. So you can say, see, it's giving off light. It can be flashing, glittering, starry, or glimmering. Glimmering sky works as well. Okay. Hot and humid. I just realized we have 1.5k likes. Thank you to everyone who is liking the live right now. Thank you so much for that. 1.5k. 1.5k. Okay. Hot and humid. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hello, hamburger. Oh, Hamburg. Sorry, my bad. I must be thinking of hamburgers way too much. Hot and humid means very hot and stuffy. Hot and blistering. Yes, that's a very good word, Ozil. That's a very good word. I'm going to write it down. Like a blistering hot sun. It's so hot that you're going to get blisters just from standing under the sun. Yes. Okay. Turn in. Turn in means to go to bed. It can also mean that you're turning in homework. See, it depends on context when you're using it. Out of curiosity means wanting to know more about something. Suspicious figure. A person of questionable behavior. Okay? Please do not use words like sussy in your compositions, okay? I've had, back when I was in school, I've had classmates use that in their oral. The teachers do not like that. Do not do that. Please do not do that. Please do not do that, okay? Okay? Does not work. Do not say there was a sussy figure. It does not work. Does not give the teacher the meaning. They might understand it, but it does not mean this. It does not mean the same thing in a composition. Suspicious figure, okay, guys? Lurking in the corner of my corridor means sneaking around in the corner, okay? So sneaking and lurking is kind of the same, okay? Similar words. Lurking means you're trying to be silent, trying to be inconspicuous, moving very closely, hanging around at some place where you should not be. Sneaking means you're trying to get from one place to another without being noticed. So it's roughly similar words. Camouflage is hide. Yes. Yes. Camouflage. So it's more like hide. Good job, Ozil. Camouflaged by his dark clothes. Hidden from view by his dark clothes. Yes. So it's like a chameleon, you know. So you could always add in front of the sentence, like a chameleon. He camouflaged by his dark clothes. He camouflaged by his dark clothes, okay? Dim light shielded his face from my sight. Hidden. Yes, you're right, Ozil. Good job. Unable to see face due to weak lighting, okay? So like you said, hidden, okay? Position was really awkward, okay? I remember Ozil gave a very good phrase to this. He was standing weird and he was standing weird. He was not standing straight, okay? It's very specific and that's good. Weird and funny position. Yeah, you see, very similar to the meaning, okay? Good job, Ozil. Good job. Scrawny man. Scrawny is kind of like very thin. Very thin, okay? He's a very thin guy. Skinny man, yeah. Skinny, thin. See? There are a lot of synonyms over there. It's very important to remember these synonyms, okay? Balancing himself precariously means maintaining equilibrium. Oh, my tongue is not working with me today. Position in a dangerous way, okay? So it's kind of like kind of like dangerously, you know. So as for synonym, craning his neck. So it's kind of like a crane. You know how like cranes stand on very tall, and they're like doing this. It's quite funny, but they do this. So it's exactly what it means. Craning his neck means that he is stretching the neck so as to see better. So like a crane. Cranes always stand like this, you know. They stand like this. A very funny neck, you know. But cranes are nice creatures. We should not be laughing at them. Froze with terror means unable to move due to fear. So you're not essentially really freezing, but you're essentially like a block of ice. You know, you don't know what to do. You're just standing there. So froze with terror. Shivers ran down my spine. Do they actually run? It's also kind of like a personification, because in the sense, can shivers run? Can they run? No, they can't. Running is a very it's a human action. It's a thing that humans do. Shivers do not run. But now that is exactly how they're describing the shivers. The shivers, how scared he was. He's so scared that the shivers went down his back, went down his spine so fast that it was like they were running, you know. Then we have meaning, which is feeling of extreme fear, okay? Upon regaining my composure, what does that mean? It means getting back one's self-control. So your composure derived from the word compose. You're not composed, you're full of fear. Something bad just happened. Someone is staring at my mom in the shower. That is terrifying. I am not composed. I'm all over the place. I don't know what to do. But I'm regaining my composure. I'm becoming composed again, okay? Getting back one's self-control. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Alerted. Alerted essentially means that you're getting informed, okay? You alerted the authorities. But alerted, you have to understand that alerted also means that the content of what you're informing people is something that's more serious, something that requires awareness, okay? There's that slight difference. Always remember that, okay? Wasted no time. What does wasted no time mean? Wasted no time is to not let a single moment get by. Essentially, you're doing something immediately. Immediately, okay? Crept. What is crept? Crept is something like sneak. Let's see if I got it right. Sneak. I'm gonna write sneak here, okay? Am I right? Moved in a very quiet manner. Okay, they're breaking it down even further, okay? Hello, Airy. That's such a cute name. That's such a nice name. Okay, as quiet as church mice. Again, another synonym. They're very, very quiet. Hello, Jew. Very, very quiet. Just sneaking around, okay? Ferocious barks. Very fierce barks. Violent barks. Aggressive barks, okay? So aggressive, okay? Join forces. Join forces, like I mentioned before, I remember this word, join forces as in like you are working together with someone, but it's also adding that a very tough, very cool sense, like you know how like Spider-Man and Joker work, not Spider-Man and Joker, for Spider-Man and Batman working together to fight Joker, something like that. Arrived in no time, which means to reach a place very, very quickly. Okay, same sense as immediately. In ignorant bliss, mentioned that before, it means totally unaware of what happened. Okay, commotion, disturbance. So it's like a little a chaos, very a chaos. Something is happening. Something's very loud. Something that is disturbing peace. Commended means praised, so it's like a synonym. It's a synonym. You can say like complimented. It's a synonym. Okay. Hello, Belle. Welcome to the live. Belle is such a nice name. Quick wits. Quick wits means sharp intelligence. It's not just intelligence, but it's more of you know how to react to something fast. Your brain moves fast. You process things fast. It's critical thinking. You know how the teachers always tell you have to think critically. Yeah, you have quick wits. You know, quick wits. Okay. Privilege. Privilege means the benefit given to certain people. So not everyone has it. Just like the idea that not everyone has a neighbor that is a police officer. That's a privilege, okay? Because he can take care of you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys take a screenshot. I always do this in my lives. So feel free to take a screenshot. Let's start with the first page. I know that it's not very clear now because the words are quite small. So we're gonna do half page by half a page, okay? I'm gonna count 5 seconds, and then I will switch to the next part, okay? So this is, let me just zoom in and make sure that everyone can see. Okay, I'm gonna move to the side so everyone can see. I feel like I'm blocking it even more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I assume that everyone's taking a screenshot. I'm gonna move to the next part. Okay. Start another 5. Hello, parenting and SG. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we have the next page. Give you guys this many first. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, and then we have the last section, the last part. Okay, I know we have like around 5 minutes, but yeah, you guys can just put in any questions that you guys have. Of course, about the composition or anything about English, and then we'll try our best to answer you guys, okay? Okay, because I don't think we have much time to move much further with composition. We can try, but it's only going to be the first paragraph, okay? Okay, so feel free to take this time to like write down any questions that you guys might have, and I will take this time to answer you guys because we only have a couple minutes left, okay? We have a couple minutes left. Okay, Healthy Me 84. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, everyone. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go through this really quickly. Might not have time, but let's see how far we can get with this, okay? So this one is, of course, less suspenseful because it's very direct. See, the title is very direct. It says a fever. You definitely already know what's gonna happen, okay? Perspiration drenched Nick's shirt as he trudged under the merciless afternoon sun. The humidity in the air was making the heat far more intense. It was a cloudless day as the azure blue sky played second fiddle to the majestic red ball of fire that was scorching Nick's skin. With every step he took, his school bag weighed like a ton, and every step forward was a challenge for him. Finally, Nick reached the doorstep of his house. Okay. There are two main things that I want to go through here, and then that should be about it for today, right? Firstly, we have perspiration. We know it means sweat. And drenched means wet thoroughly. Oops. Thoroughly. So he is essentially soaked in his own sweat, okay? Merciless is like a hyperbole because is the sun really merciless? Is it? No, it just feels merciless because it is really hot and wait a second. It's really hot and Nick's shirt is drenched. That's how much he is sweating, okay? Humidity, you might have learned that in science, means moisture. Okay, I will not go deep into what humidity is because I'm sure maybe you have like another meaning of it in science. Okay, trudged, which means walk slowly with heavy steps. Okay, with heavy steps. Okay, now the main thing that I wanted to go through was azure blue sky. Azure blue sky played second fiddle. Played second fiddle. Oh my god. Played second fiddle and scorching. Scorching, not really. Weighed a ton. Okay, so do you have private classes? Do we have private classes? As in me as a teacher, or do Does writers at work have private classes? Clear? Do you mean me as a teacher or writers at work have private classes? All right, let's see how I can give you an answer. All right. Azure blue sky. So it's very both. Both. Do writers at work have private classes?
Private classes, explain to them our regular programs now.
Sorry?
Explain to them the regular programs we have here in Writers.
Okay.
And then if they want to continue learning from you, continue watching the live session.
Okay. So for I just checked with another teacher, and so the thing about writers at work is that we have our regular classes where you learn. So unfortunately, these classes are not exactly private, but we have, I guess, a smaller size classes we do.
10 to 12.
10 to 12, so quite small size compared to the local system, local classes. So we have hybrid classes, so you can take them online, and I guess you would be in your own room taking the classes. So I guess even though that's with a group, so I guess that is more private if you would prefer that, and there are more access to like virtual teaching programs. As for me, unfortunately I do not have one-to-ones at the moment. However, I do live regularly on this channel, and you can keep up with lives and then attend as much as you like, and you can tell me some things that you would want help with, some things you want to learn about, and I can try to I can do my best to accommodate to that. I can prepare around that. Does that answer your question, Claire? Does that answer your question, Claire? So Claire, you can let me know if there's anything you would like to learn or anything that you need a bit help with. That is completely okay. That's completely fine. Okay, and I would love to hear some suggestions for the lives, and that gives us more to work with. Okay. Okay. So yeah. All right. So I think we'll just go through this really quickly, and then that should be the end of this live. Scorching. Oh, so sorry. Azure blue sky plays second fiddle. So second fiddle essentially means. Oops. The second. Essentially means that you are playing the supporting role. Now, what does that mean? It isn't very it's an explicit thing that is saying that the meaning isn't very explicit. Like what is second fiddle? But it essentially means that the blue sky is not as significant as the Great Ball of Fire in this composition, because of how hot the sun is. It is taking up so much of Nick's attention. It is so hot. It is making him uncomfortable, so much so that he doesn't notice the blue sky. That is essentially what it means. So it is how intense. It describes how intense the Red Ball of Fire is. That it is majestic, as it says over here. So majestic is very impressive. So it's a beauty. It's impressive beauty or scale. Okay, in this case, it's the scale. It's a huge ball of fire that is just making Nick's life so difficult. Okay, have you ever felt that in Singapore? You should feel that very often. I feel that very often. I do not like the hot weather. Okay, last bit. Okay, weight a ton. Weight like a ton. Now, while weight like a ton is correct, it's grammatically correct, but you have to understand that weight a ton is more commonly used. Okay. Okay, let's just write that. It's more commonly used. Okay. So it's also both are okay. Okay, so weight a ton is like a ton is essentially it's a simile because it has the word like, whereas weight a ton is a metaphor. Okay, it doesn't have the word like. It's essentially saying that his bag is like a ton. Okay, so that's what it is. It's like how heavy his bag is. Okay. And with that, I think we are done with this paragraph and for this live. we will continue the next session. I will continue with this composition. And Claire, if you would like to learn more, like I said, just do let me know whatever you guys would be interested in, and then we can work on it. Hello, Elvin Science. I know you. Yeah, we're just ending the live, okay? So I will see you guys next time, and yeah, hope to see you guys again.